Yeah. New York Knicks just lost. Again. Again. Back-to-back. No Brunson. No Mitch. But we got Shamet back, who looked rusty. He hit his very first shot attempt, but he looked rusty. The question is, how worried are you about these New York Knicks? Like, are you up here worried? Or kind of like here worried? Or kind of like, not that worried? That's what I'm curious about. I want to hear from you how you feel. And if you're watching, well, shout out to the chat. Welcome into the Knicks-Verse. You guys, let me know how you feel right now in the chat. Because if you're up here with me right now, it's 1:06 a.m. on the East Coast. You guys are the diehards. And if you, because of life issues, you couldn't watch the game and you had to get up early, and you're watching this tomorrow, shout out to you as well. Drop your comments. I want to hear how you feel. Because I am conflicted. I am a conflicted Knicks fan at the moment. Did I actually truly expect for the Knicks to win this game tonight after losing Brunson last night to an ankle injury? He didn't play. After the way the Knicks played last night. And not having Mitch. Now, who's the fucking genius who'd said, let's play Mitch against the Kings, who suck ass and still beat us, and not have them ready for the Warriors at home, who are a championship team full of pride. Mitch plays this game, we might win this game. I'm serious about that. Mitch plays tonight, it's not a 13-point blowout. This is down to the wire. So who's the fucking genius who decided that? Is what I want to know. Number one. Number two, where was the heart tonight? Where was Josh Hart tonight? A lot to talk about. A lot to assimilate. Shout out. We got a super chat. Thank you so much, Sandman. Sandman New York 85 says, Uncle George, I think Nick should move on from Mike Brown and hire Mike Malone to save this season and the future. That's a bold, 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 bold statement there, my friend. Bold statement. Not ready for that, but I appreciate and can totally understand where you're coming from there. But that's a decision that should have come in the summer. But the Knicks didn't want Thibodeau 2.0. They didn't want someone who, was closed off to input from others. This is not a Mike Brown issue, in my opinion. This is a chemistry issue at the moment. There is something awry with the combination of the players that we have this season, and with, basically, what is their goal? What are these players' goal for this season? We know that they want to get to the finals. So that means, to me, it's kind of hard to focus on regular season games as intently as you need to in today's NBA. When you have the talent, the superior talent, and the ability to get to the finals, it's hard to focus on these shit days and these road trips. It's tough. But that is not an excuse. I don't allow that. I don't give a fuck. You must take care of business. And the business tonight was a victory. The business last night was a victory, and you did not take care of it. New York Knicks players and coaches did not take care of it. And by doing that, by not doing that, let's put it that way, better said, by not taking care of business, you are allowing a fragile, traumatized fan base that has PTSD to spiral. You are supposed to anchor us. You are supposed to show us the way. Instead, you have opened up the avenues for speculation. There's people saying, fire Mike Brown. There's people saying this team is soft. Meanwhile, when you listen to other coaches talk about the Knicks, they say the Knicks are physical and tough. What is the truth? Well, the truth as of today, the literal midseason, midpoint of the season, this is the actual truth. What the fuck? Come on. The fuck is this shit? Here we go. Here's the actual truth. You can say all you want, freak out all you want, but the Knicks are right there. They did fall behind Boston Celtics. They are 25-16. They have the third best record in the East. Is that where I want them to be? No. I thought they would be in first by this point. But I didn't foresee the injuries. I didn't foresee the issues with the NBA Cup. I mistakenly diminished the type of schedule that they were going to have after the NBA Cup. But if you're worried that this Knicks team is going to slip to 4th, 5th, or 6th, go ahead and worry all you want. By the end of this season, the Knicks will be back in 2nd or 1st in the Eastern Conference. And you can fucking book that right now. You can fucking record that right now. This Knicks team will be back in 2nd or 1st in the Eastern Conference by the end of this season. I have predicted 3 years in a row the exact win total of the Knicks. And I have predicted 60 wins for this team. 59. I said 59, maybe 60. Which it will be good enough for 2nd, maybe even 1st. Nothing that has happened has changed that opinion. Am I frustrated as fuck right now? Yes. Because I hate losing. I hate to lose. And to me, if you're a fan like the way I'm a fan, which I'm sure you are, if you're watching this, you're there. They're like my avatars out on the court. I feel like I got my ass spanked last night in Sacramento. And yes, there was a great effort. Not a great effort. Great effort is totally wrong. There was a much better effort tonight. Much better than last night. But the Warriors are a better team than the Kings are. So you needed to have a great effort tonight to win. Especially missing 2 of your most pivotal players this season, Mitch Robinson and Jalen Brunson. So the other guys had to step up, and to some extent, several of them did. OG Anunoby, big fucking game for him. Big 4th quarter. Big 4th quarter for OG Anunoby. He finishes with 25 points, but in the 4th quarter, the man was an absolute animal. 12 points, 4 of 7. Fantastic. 3 rebounds. He was tremendous. And Deuce stepped up in that 4th quarter to deliver 11 points. He also finishes with 25 points for the game. They were the 2 high men for the Knicks. Now, Towns? Where was Towns? Towns was in foul trouble because the refs suck. They called a foul on him, offensive foul on him, where an idiot runs into his elbow. And then they reviewed it because they thought it might be a flagrant, and it's clear to anybody that Cat already had his elbow up, and the fucking idiot runs into it. That's not Cat's fault. How is that an offensive foul? And then they called another stupid foul on Cat down guarding Draymond. Unbelievably ridiculous foul calling. So he had 5 fouls. It limited Cat's time on the floor. But he picked up 20 rebounds tonight to go along with his 17 points. It's the defense, man. It's the defense. Knicks lost 126-113. Here it is. JD tweeted this out. He took a screenshot. This was the on-screen graphic. Worst defensive rating since New Year's Eve. So that's been 16 days. A 121.3. Only the Jazz have been worse. The Jazz, who did beat OKC, though. Look who's there below him. The Kings, who kicked our ass. The Nets. And the Pelicans. 4 of the worst teams in the NBA, and there are the Knicks. Second worst. You know what defense is about? You guys all know it, because I'm sure most of you have all played. Effort. And connectiveness. Being on a string. Deuce called it out in the last game against, it was Sacramento. He said, we're not on a string right now. I know that's a Thibs term, at least for us New Yorkers. But he's right. This team looks confused on the defensive end. Very confused. Something must be done there. Has to be done there. Not having Mitch is a big problem, for sure, but Mitch plays 20 to 24 minutes a game. Yeah, sometimes just 18 minutes a game. He can't be your answer. Though, when the Knicks have gone on runs this season, the majority of the time, well, in the second half, the majority of the time, it's come with Mitch on the floor. Either with Towns or without Towns. I mean, we saw how he turned the tide completely against the San Antonio Spurs. He is a game changer. He tilts the game towards the Knicks' favor. But he doesn't play every night. He doesn't even play the majority of the game. Rarely does he ever play more than 50% of the game. So, and then you have OG. But now you're asking OG to do everything. Macau is a quality defender. Quality, but not outstanding at the moment. Cat, Cat is an okay defender. Neutral. Let's put it neutral. Meaning when he's on the court, defensive-wise, give up as many points as they create. But then you throw Brunson on the court, and that is offensive wizardry. But without him, you would think the Knicks would be a better defensive team. Wasn't the case tonight. Was not the case tonight. Very disappointing. Shout out to the chat. Thank you guys for rolling up and joining me here tonight. I see some great people here in the chat. FGC Hitman. We got Terrell White. We got Mr. Banks. We got Leon. Michael Eady. 80. I hope that I say. And we survey 100 people. What's up, brother? Thank you so much. What happened to Muhammad Diawara? What happened to Muhammad Diawara? What happened to him? El Figgy. What's up? This is not a Mike Brown issue. I don't believe that it is. It could be in one respect. Could be in one respect. The issue with Cat. Trying to figure out the combination to unlocking the beast within Karl-Anthony Towns and still maintain enough defense so that we can dominate on one end and hold our own on the other. That, I will say, does fall upon Mike Brown, but it also falls upon Karl-Anthony Towns himself. He is having his worst season of his career. He's the one shooting the ball. It's not Mike Brown. He's the one deciding to drive when to drive, not Mike Brown. He's the one coughing the ball up on drives, flopping on the floor, not Mike Brown. He's the one who's not spraying the ball out to the perimeter when he's penetrating the paint. It's not Mike Brown. That's all Cat. Is all that fixable? Yes, totally. 100%. 100%. I miss Cat from last year as well. Totally miss Cat from last year as well. The bench was garbage tonight. Garbage. The bench gave us, what was the bench points? 20 points from the bench. They were a minus 15. Golden State's bench gave them 35. Our bench only gave us 20 points. Trash bench. But what the fuck happened to Tyler Kolek? This guy was an exciting, interesting player just like a week and a half ago. What's happened to him? He's telegraphing his passes. The defense knows exactly what it's going to do. He's not maintaining his dribble. Then he's frozen and he's small, so he can't like jump and pass over guys, nothing. And he couldn't even attempt a field goal by the time that I wrote this. In the game, one field goal in 11 minutes. The man with the ball in his hands could only attempt one field goal in 11 minutes. He did get 5 assists, so that's great, but 2 turnovers, a minus 12. Minus 12 for Tyler Kolek right here. But Jordan Clarkson, what the fuck, bro? He plays 18 minutes, a minus 18. The Knicks were outscored 1 point per minute that Jordan Clarkson was on the floor. Shoots 36%. Whiffs on all 3 of his three-point attempts. What are you doing for us? What is the value of Jordan Clarkson? I'd rather have Campaign out there than Clarkson. I mean, this is atrocious. Gershon Yabusele was literally unplayable in a game where the Knicks were down 2 key rotation players. One a starter and Mitch. And Gershon, our big signing over the summer, gets less than 4 minutes. And guess what? He didn't deserve any more than that. He was horrific. Knicks were outscored by 9 points in his less than 4 minutes of play. We have a lot of issues with Karl-Anthony Towns. And I'm speaking for myself. Because I know what an incredible player he is and can be. And last night, he showed how disappointing he can be. Tonight is not one of those nights. He got into foul trouble. Wasn't efficient overall. But in his 31 minutes, delivered 17 points, 20 rebounds, 8 of those offensive rebounds. He missed a lot of he's just off right now. His touch is off. This is his worst shooting season. No doubt about it. But he picked up a steal, got a couple assists, got a block, only 2 turnovers, 17 points. He was the only starter who was plus and plus minus. He was a +4. Josh Hart, on the other hand, look at this guy. All the dick sucking about Josh Hart. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. He should have stepped up tonight. His fucking roommate is out. He delivers 1 of 7. 0 for 2 from the 3-point line. Doesn't even attempt 3-point shots. Yes, okay, 10 assists. That's great. 5 points he gives you. We're losing 29 points when Brunson doesn't play. And this fucker gives you 5 points? He's a -10. The worst starter tonight. This heart and soul bullshit. It ain't real. It ain't real. This team begins and ends with 2 players. Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. Everyone else is instrumental, of course, in winning the championship. But if those 2 guys don't play like all NBA level players, what are we talking about? A role? You're all fucking frothing at the mouth for a role player like Josh Hart? Are you kidding me? Mikal Bridges is not the Mikal Bridges from Phoenix when he was runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year and one of the best, number 3s in the league. He's not that guy anymore. He's a solid piece. Solid. OG Anunoby, on the other hand, that guy can be a beast, and he showed it tonight. He delivered 25 points. And in the 4th quarter, he became an animal. Look what he was in the 4th quarter. 4 of 7 when the Knicks were struggling to create some kind of offense and get back in this game and win it. I loved his impact in that 4th quarter. 12 points. And he still was a -1. Now, the plus-minus is dependent on the people you're playing with as well. That's one of the negatives of that statistic. But over time, that stat really does reveal who you are. And he definitely is one of the best for the Knicks in that regard. Here are the team comparisons. Knicks lost points in the paint, which they normally win, 48-44, so they were -4 in that. Second chance points, though, they were a +5, and that's without Mitch. So bear that in mind. They were a +12 in fast break points, but it didn't much matter when the Golden State Warriors are hitting 44.4% of their 3-point attempts. Knicks shot a decent 36.8. But come on, compare that to 44.4. That's really, and the field goal percentage, basically 54% for the Warriors overall. Knicks are at 46. The rebounding ended up being equal. The assists were pretty close. Steals and blocks, the stocks 13, combined 13 stocks for the Warriors, only 5 for the Knicks. And that's where who Josh Hart should be helping us. Mikal Bridges, OG, and Mitch, where Mitch really helps a lot. So he was missed. The one area where the Knicks did do well, they took care of the ball tonight. Only 10 turnovers. Only 10 turnovers. Knicks once led by 17. and ended up losing by 13. A 30-point swing. And there it is. You can see. 30-point swing. Embarrassing. Absolute embarrassing. But OG Anunoby showed us something really, really special tonight. And you know what? I may have, badmouthed Mikal Bridges, but Mikal Bridges also delivered an incredibly efficient game himself. Only 11 shot attempts, delivers 21 points, 3 of 4 from the three-point line. He only missed 2 shots tonight. He shot 81.8%. But, and then look at Deuce. Deuce shot 56%, filling in for Jalen Brunson. On 16 attempts, he delivers 25 points. I'm not a fan of Stan Van Gundy. I feel like he's often wrong, and I'm forced to listen to him because I'm out here on the West Coast. So many times he's like, "Oh, that's a foul. Oh, that's a foul," and it's not a foul. And he's like, and then he's like, "That's not a foul," and it's a foul. I can't believe how many times I hear that shit from him. Because I watch other games. I watch the rest of the NBA. I try to watch as much basketball as I can to get a read on what's happening, which is why I'm not that panicked. I don't know about you guys if you watch a lot of other games, but I have been this season, much more so than in the past few seasons. And I see terrible shit all around the NBA. Confusing stuff all around. Soft play. Crazy play. I see all of it. Oh, when I see it, I see it. So that's why I'm not that panicked yet. We're midway through the season. Today was game 41. We're literally at the exact halfway point of the season. I'm not panicked. We didn't have Brunson. We didn't have Mitch. We're on a road trip. We're a tired team. We've been playing our asses off since the NBA Cup. Played through the holidays. All of that is real. And then there's the weirdness with Cat, which if you've watched some of my pregame shows or the in-between game, the off-day shows or whatever, you know what I've said there. I think the fact that he did not get a contract extension over the summer is fucking with his mind. I think it is. I think it's dimmed his light a little bit. He's not playing with the fire and desire that we saw last season. I think he thought, you know what? I delivered for you guys last season, 24.5 points. I was all NBA. We got to the NBA, to the Eastern Conference Finals. And you don't reward me with an extension? You're going to leave me hanging? I think it's messed with him. And whatever else is happening with him in his personal life. But there's plenty of time for that to recalibrate itself. Don't mistake. Karl-Anthony Towns is a very special player. He has skills that very few players have. He's just not delivering them this season right now for the Knicks. But that can turn. That can turn quick. Shout out to the channel. We survey 100 people. Thank you so much, brother, for he's a channel member, for your super chat here. He says we need a tough vet in the locker room. Again, I agree 100% with that. 100% I agree with that. Thibs and Rose knew what they was doing when they brought PJ Tucker in the locker room last year. Absolutely. And in years before that, they had Taj Gibson. They had other. Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that. I would love to see something like that happen on this team right now. But that extension thing, I think it's fucking with him. But you know what? And I'm talking to you right now, Carl. Get over it, bro. We all suffer shit. but we got to fucking deliver. We got to fucking put food on the table for our families. And I know you got the money and all that shit, but it's a metaphor. Deliver! Deliver for you, for me, for everybody. Wake the fuck up. And I loved what you showed tonight. I want more. I wanted 35-20, not 17-20. 35-20, we win this fucking game. And you can do it. I know you can, Karl Anthony Towns. I've seen it. The entire NBA has seen it. You need to get some calluses. Now we're going to listen to Stan Van Gundy, who I rarely agree with, but I do hear. Thank you guys for joining me here tonight. And Brunson's not going to help us stop people. He will help us outscore them. And that's really the design of this team. We're not here to stop people. We're here to outscore them. And when we're missing Brunson, it's tough to win the way this team is constructed this season. It's just the reality of it. I mean, Yabusele is a joke. We used to have Isaiah Hartenstein coming off the bench. That's who we had coming off the bench before. But he's right about that. They just can't get stuff. But to be very specific, if you watch every game like you and I do, we know that that's actually not true. The Knicks can actually clamp down and stop people. They actually have the second best defensive field goal percentage in the fourth quarter in the NBA, behind the Philadelphia 76ers. Yeah. They have the second best defensive field goal percentage. So, they can stop people when they want to. When they need to is the other question. That's a difference. Want and need. Want can grow out of, different motivations. Need is a must-do. And that is something that we don't always see from this Knicks team. And a big part of that is Mitch Robinson. We need Mitch Robinson to do that. He is often at the center, literally, of when the Knicks go on these these runs that are sparked by defense. Because defensive stops can turn into easy buckets on the other end. So when you have Mitch and Hart on the court together, and Mitch is helping anchor the defense in creating stops and turnovers, and then Hart getting out on the break and getting easy buckets, that is a formula for success for the Knicks. Well, tonight, Hart, I don't even remember him one time he did beat the defense kind of down court and put the ball in the hoop. That's it. One time. That was it. That was one of his 5 points. It might be his one single basket. It might be this one basket right here. The one that I'm remembering. It was very ineffectual. Incredibly ineffectual tonight. Man. What a bummer. What a bummer loss, guys. I mean, what a bummer stretch. It's not so much the loss. It's the stretch that we're in right now. Let's look at this here. Look at all these L's. Look, when the Knicks won, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 in a row in December. From December 3rd to December 18th, the Knicks won 7 in a row. And included in that was the NBA Cup, which they listed here. Thanks, shout out to ESPN for listing it, but it doesn't count in terms of the record. You can see there's a right here. Here's the San Antonio NBA Cup final, but this counts to the record. Then since then, it's been a whole other story. The Knicks won these 3 tight games against Cleveland, Atlanta, the Christmas Day game against Cleveland, then there's Atlanta, New Orleans, and then lost a super tight one to San Antonio on New Year's Eve. That was a tough one to lose because we had it. We could have won that. And then Atlanta, Philly, and Detroit. Those 3 losses in a row sting like a motherfucker. But the Knicks woke up against a very hot Clippers team. 123-111. Lost a tight one to Phoenix. Though, if you listen to Suns fans, the Knicks were cooked in that game. It's a 5-point loss. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. And then took care of business against Portland. But then dropped these last 2, these back-to-backs, Sacramento, Golden State. But let's look here, man. I mean, this is a for real thing. So, since the 16th, since December 16th, the Knicks have played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 games. 17 games in 30 days. That is crazy. That's including 1 back-to-back. Second back-to-back. 3 back-to-backs. That's a grueling schedule. Now let's look forward. The Knicks return to New York tonight. They'll probably chill tomorrow. Maybe they'll have an afternoon practice or something. And then they play the Suns on Saturday. And you better fucking win on Saturday. And I want Brunson to play. My son is going to that game. It's going to be his very first game at MSG. He's only seen the Knicks lose live. And he saw like one of the worst first quarter or second quarter ever here against the Lakers. I mean, that was a catastrophic game. Though we saw a pretty good game with Porzingis. We've seen some games here in LA together with the Knicks. But this is his first time going to see a game at MSG, and he's going to New York. It's a special trip with his girlfriend. Sorry, Dylan, if I'm revealing too much. But he's going to this game, and I really hope Brunson plays, and I hope the Knicks kick the shit out of the Suns here. And I hope they kick the shit out of the Dallas Mavericks on January 19th, and then they continue against Brooklyn, and then get some revenge against the Sixers, and get revenge against Sacramento at home, and take care of business against Toronto, and then punish the Trailblazers and deliver a hurt on the Lakers. But this can only happen, truly, to be honest with you, if Brunson returns. He's that pivotal. He needs to return. He needs to. Because then you have the Wizards, you have Denver Nuggets, and I'm not sure if Joker... Oh, sorry. I thought I was showing this to you guys. I'm not sure if Joker will be back in time for that. But then you have the Pistons again on February 6th. At MSG. And then you have... This is a back-to-back, though. Another back-to-back, February 3rd and 4th. And you have a back-to-back January 27th and 28th, Sacramento and Toronto. So several more back-to-backs coming for the Knicks. And then you have a February 10th and 11th, Indiana and Philly. Wow, what a brutal schedule. And then you have the All-Star break. Then, and coming out of the All-Star break, you play Detroit, and then a back-to-back Houston, tough as fuck, and the Bulls in Chicago, very tough. And then you play Cleveland, Milwaukee, This is on the road. That's a tough road trip right here. February 22nd to the 24th. But you have 2 nights off in between Cleveland and Milwaukee. Which brings me to something else. I don't think this team adapts to change very well. Yeah, they seem like change freaks them out. Whether it's missing a player, whether it's having an extra day off in between after playing a bunch of games in a row, they're just not adaptable to change as much as I would have hoped. It's a bizarre situation with them. Trapped in the 90s says, I'm nervous about Saturday. Hey, you have every right to be. You have every right to be, man. Totally. Justin Rosario says Lauri Markkanen would be perfect in the Knicks. Oh yeah, I would. I've said that before. I would love him. I mean, my dream player is Chet Holmgren to put alongside Brunson, which Brunson and Shea are very similar players. Shea just happens to play excellent defense as well, but offensively, they're very similar. And in terms of playoffs, Brunson's a riser. So he might even eclipse Shea in that respect, though it's kind of weird to say considering he's a champ right now. But still, Chet, his defense, his length, his ability to hit the three and play down low on the block, his versatility and his defensive acumen, man, he'd be phenomenal on this Knicks team right now. El Figgy says, what happened to the Kolek, Diawara, and McCullough that stepped up for us? Yeah, what happened? Well, Kolek was terrible tonight, guys. He was horrible. He was unplayable. I mean, I was stunned. In 11 minutes of play, he's a minus 12 in 11 minutes of play. He didn't score a single point. And as I tweeted out, he was telegraphing his passes. Guys were jumping into the gaps and just stealing balls or deflecting them. And, he was pulling up his dribble, stopping his dribble. So then he was like isolated and frozen. And then a possession just ends at that moment because now he's just looking to give up the ball. It's not playmaking. And then defensively, he's always a liability. And he only could put up one shot attempt. So he couldn't even create a shot. He was horrific tonight. He's like reverted back to the Kolek that I feared, to the Kolek that we saw in the Summer League and in preseason. Oh, man. Look at that face. So much rests on this guy's shoulders. The hopes and dreams of an entire fan base rests on his shoulders and his ankle. But I believe that he can do it. He's going to get healthy. He'll get back on that court. Cat's going to shake off his bullshit. OG's going to tap into the beast that he showed tonight offensively. Mikal Bridges. What an efficient. He was an efficiency monster tonight. 9 of 11 for Mikal Bridges. Deuce will be coming off the bench and delivering this kind of production off the bench. 6 of 12 from the three-point line. He shook off the terrible shooting night that he had last night in Sacramento to deliver a monster offensive game. This Knicks team is not the old Knicks team. It's not about defense and getting stops and grinding it out. It's about outscoring the opponent. And you can only do that with Jalen Brunson on the floor. And he's coming back. He's coming back. All right. Thank you so much for joining me here for this late night edition. You guys are amazing, amazing fans, and you deserve a champion. You deserve a champion. And I still believe this Knicks team has the ingredients to be that team, to deliver that for us. We may need to make some adjustments. May need to trade Yabusele and Dadier. Maybe get Sadiq Bey in here and Jose Alvarado. Maybe, we're going to need to do some tweaking with the roster. But this roster, the way it is generally, and the way the NBA is at the moment, can deliver an NBA Finals and possibly a championship. I still believe that. There's just too much talent on this team to ignore that. Thank you for watching this. Again, my name is George. Please follow me on social media. Subscribe to the channel. If this is your first time or you've been here before and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Especially if you've been here before, turn on the notification bell if you already subscribed. Join the channel if you want to support the Knicks-Verse. That'd be great. Join the channel. The button's down below. And drop your comments if you're watching this later on. Hit the thumbs up button for me. Shout out to the chat, everyone who showed up here tonight. Fantastic. We got G Money in the house, trapped in the 90s. We got John Rover. Salute to you, brother. We got Terrell White. We got Justin Rosario. Awesome. Thank you guys for being here. We surveyed 100 people. Fantastic. Thank you so much, man. The optimism. Thank you for shining that out. I see what I see, and I see the negative, but you can't ignore the positive as well. The reality is this Knicks team, is 25-16. You can't ignore that, and that's with a terrible losing 3 out of the last 10 games. So I think they're going to pull. I think they're in a tailspin right now. They're going to pull out of it. But it's going to require Jalen Brunson. 100%. It's going to require that. I hope everyone gets a good night's sleep tonight. This was going to be a tough win regardless. Because it's the second game of a back-to-back. Even if we were totally healthy, it was going to be a tough win. The Warriors are not a pushover team. They were 22-19 coming into this game. Now they're 23-19. They've won 7 of their last 10 games. They're starting to click. They're healthier. They've gotten some players back. DeAndre Melton. Is that him? Yeah, Melton. So they weren't going to be an easy win. And then when you factor in that we're missing Brunson and Mitch, it was going to be tough. A tall order. The game was last night to win against the Kings. That game, unacceptable. Inexcusable. A total embarrassment. And that's on you, Karl Anthony Towns. How did you fucking embarrass your coach like that on his return to Sacramento? That is horrific. So fucking pissed about that. But when you're in a nosedive, you gotta pull back on the throttle, steady the plane. And that's what the Knicks got to do now. And they will. All right. I will see you around the Knicks-Verse. Let's get back on track.